I had a happy childhood. I don't have a lot of sad moments. So probably, I don't know. When my dog died, that was pretty sad.
Um, my dog was shot and actually died in my arms, so that was pretty emotional.
Saddest moment? I don't know if I had the saddest moment. There's been that.
Getting rejected from Columbia. Woo, dream school, gone. Oh, I know this, when my stepmom's mother died. She had breast cancer. And it was sad for me because
I think losing my aunt, who I was raised by when I was living in Samoa for about 8 years. Yeah, she died about 2 years ago.
It was just another stepping stone in my life. Growing up from where I was from, stuff like that happened all the time. So it was kind of natural at that point, but now I just know how to deal with it.
I was no place to mentally focus on sports, and I had to give up I was burnt out, basically. My coach and I fell out. My team at school fell out. And I just lost interest in everything I loved, was passionate about. And that was a very big turning point for me.
she was the first person I had met that, despite not even being my family by blood, loved me, my sister, unconditionally. She was the one that was always just like, to my stepmom, whenever my stepmom would be like frustrated and wanting to leave, she'd be like, God put those kids in your hands. They're your responsibility now. You must love them.
Yeah, she died about 2 years ago, and yeah, that kind of crushed me just because like that was practically my first mom. So I think that might have been, you know, the most emotionally traumatic thing that's happened to me so far. So
I think that it was a blessing in a disguise because I know people at Columbia right now and they are not having a great time. But I love Vanderbilt and I would not change this experience for anything.
I'm the youngest, so there's a lot of expectation, a lot of stuff that my brothers and sisters have done that I'm expected to do too, and it's just tough to live up to sometimes, and I don't live up to it, and I feel like in that way maybe I'm making their world, a little worse of a place.
Without sports as an outlet, it was very difficult. So again, just made me stronger, more confident who I am as a person, more well-rounded. And then now that I have sports back in my life, it's just, now I know that it's in a perspective, I can keep it in a certain place where it doesn't dominate my entire identity.
I want everyone I choose to surround myself with to know that every part of me cares and every part of me loves. And that even in the moments where I feel these extreme emotions of anger or whatever I feel, there is still love there and it just isn't communicated effectively. And I never want people to question whether or not I love them and care about them.
And that's a very privileged thing to say, like oh, the fact that I didn't get into this one school, it's so privileged. But I think it just the fact that I can note that now, that privilege that I had to be that's one of the saddest things in my life. Yeah, so just going forward and being I don't have to have everything that I want, and sometimes it's a blessing in disguise and I don't need it, and where I end up or what I get instead is probably a lot better than what that thing was. So
Taught me how to, be more responsible and kind of look after another living creature. Mm-hmm. Just like looking after a baby or just somebody just younger than you, kind of gave you that responsibility role.
And remember what I came here to do. Remember how blessed I am to be here. And so I could return those blessings on people less fortunate. And I feel like, I don't know, that'd be making my own world better. Because I feel like all the sacrifices made for me and stuff won't be in vain.
just knowing and just understanding that the people aren't going to be here forever, and I have to make the time that I do have with them worthwhile.